I'm trying to catch my breath vlog that I am kind of maybe at 135, and it keeps jumping between under and over 135. I used to, early this month, be only 130 or under 130 pounds. That's Sebastian being nosy. Sebastian, you're being nosy, baby. Go eat the living room. Oh, you're so sweet. Oh, you're so sweet. Go eat the living room, Bubble. Go eat the living room. Go on, curious puppy. Go on. No, it's not for you. Go on. Go wait for me in the living room. Go on. Go wait for me in the living room. Go on. Hey, good boy. Wait for me in the living room. Go on. Go on. Go on, lay down. Go on, lay down. There you go. Okay. Oh, you sneak. You want to play? And I can't play. I'm doing a vlog. Just out of breath. Hang on. Okay, I made a huge vlog that was over 30 minutes on YouTube. And guess what YouTube did? It had uploading error. Guess how long it wanted to make me wait? Almost 100 hours to upload a 30-minute vlog that I was expressing my issue, passion, frustration, and upset points of argument on what pissed me off. But I'm more pissed off at YouTube for making me delete my video vlog and made me wait over 2 hours, and it still kept saying, oh, we're going to up it from 3 hours to 10 hours to 20 hours to 40 hours to 50 hours to 100 hours until we upload your video, which is under 35 minutes. Fuck you, YouTube. You piece of shit sellout. You were a sellout way back in the fucking day when you let Google tell you what to do, and you're even more of a fucking sellout today, YouTube. I'm disappointed in your ass, not fixing your technical difficulties, but you still want to boycott? Hold it against us, creators. I'm not going to go further into this discussion with YouTube. I'm just pissed that you made me start this stupid shit all over again. So I have to figure out my train of thought. As I was saying, my vlog of weight is a little bit between 135 over or under. Every time it's nearing the end of the month, I drop weight again. I drop weight uncontrollably due to the nerve damage, the bacteria in my stomach gastroparesis on top of the lung disease COPD. My brain is like, what do you need more, oxygen or food? Oxygen or food? And I'm like, I can't eat food, and I can have a lot of trouble breathing while using 2 types of inhalers with a nebulizer that I do not want strapped to my back like other people. I'd rather use the nebulizer. Every time I use the nebulizer inhalers, I have between 4 hours, maybe less, but I always put it at 420 hours. That way, after I take the medication for 20 minutes inhaling, it gives me about 4 hours to go out of the house, try to go either sell something if I have anything to pawn to get food, drink, or weed, or gas. I'm fine on the gas. I'm budgeting a little bit better on my gas. It's the maintenance of fixing my car after the auto accident in 2015 on September 3rd at 1:30 p.m. on Sims and 8th Avenue. Sims Street and 8th Avenue is where I got hit, which is still, this is affecting me. It's frustrating me because I'm dry. I have no CBD. I have no edibles. I am out of any type of flour, and I only used a little bowl, quarter hits, until I got enough CBD tincture to saturate my bloodstream, my nervous system, and the organs that are fucking with my breathing, my eating, my body movements, and my everyday life. I take the CBD first, then I test. As COPD victims of lung disease, they have to practice expanding and contracting your lungs, because the more tighter, it feels like a compressing fucking garbage disposal, pressing me flat. If I don't have CBD to moisturize, saturate my bloodstream, to stop the inflammation, to kill the bacteria, to kill any mold, to kill any other infection, and reduce the inflammation, reduce the mucus so I don't cough and cough up mucus, sneeze and cough up mucus, laugh and cough up mucus, or even fucking talk. And I really am trying to control. If I do say it and spray it, I'm like, damn. I will say it because I can't control if I have to spray it because I'm lacking oxygen and trying to breathe. The only thing I'm mad is that I have to recatch what I was blogging about before YouTube made me delete the vlog because it had an error uploading it, making me wait over 100 fucking hours for a 30 fucking minute vlog to upload. I'm still pissed at you, YouTube, for making me start over. But I'm also mad at the dispensaries. The weed industry is acting like they're competing with the pharmaceuticals, and disabled stoners like myself that voted for weed to be available and fucking cheaper than pharmaceutical, not matching pharmaceutical prices to where it's impossible to fucking survive after it was hard enough with pharmaceuticals to survive, dealing with a pre-existing condition. Trying to respect the weed industry? Oh, cannabis.net on the YouTube made a specific good point. A lot of weed industry dispensaries are now getting insured because they can be sued for selling false product, false advertisement that could cost me as a medical patient to use CBD marijuana to prolong and help me heal my life. Now, if the dispensary wants to sell this shit that I vlogged earlier about what River Rock's dispensary did, they advertised false labeling, claimed it was $60 for a whole plant. Then I go to the bud tender saying it's not a whole plant, it's sugar leaf. I'm like, no, you're a bud tender, you should know your fucking difference. Then I go home and I did vlog this, they sold me unflushed weed. I vlogged about it. Daddy Danknugs, fuck you for supporting River Rock Dispensary, because you ain't a disabled stoner if you support shit that could kill us. Dispensaries that make the line of propaganda bring weed down to where it's illegal again, that's the dispensaries I don't want to support. They don't give a shit on their advertisement, they don't give a shit about the medical patients they want to sell to, and they don't give a fuck on their products being clean or not. That's the fucking shit I'm vlogging about right now. I'm dry, I'm out of CBD oil, I'm out of THC, nothing except a cream that has 11 point, I forgot, for CBD and a little bit over 12 points of THC, so that brings it over like 22%. Excuse me. It's hard to breathe and burp, and I know I have to be grateful to burp because anything that, when you breathe your lungs, a lot of your inhaling oxygen that turns into the exhaling, that gets trapped in there for COPD victims. COPD victims have trouble exhaling the remainder of what you breathe in, which is why we drink a lot of water, why I'm craving a shitload of soda to belch to get the pressure out of my fucking lungs to stop hurting. To go on a tolerance break while in this pre-existing painful condition is like a death sentence. Everything of what the weed and CBD was shielding me and helping me disinfect, regenerate, heal, and try to take time re-putting protein, re-putting liquid fuel, anything to reestablish a balance so I don't waste away. My body is eating itself. I think and believe that every one of our bodies are eating away at ourselves every day. The only reason why we're not starving every fucking second of every day is because the mind tells us that the chemtrails, the water, the food, the shit that the FDA approves of is safe when it's not. It's never, ever going to be safe. You have to look at your ingredients. You have to look at all the details of if it's genetically modified, like Pepsi, Mountain Dew, anything. Genetically modified foods. It's addicting, but it's like glory. Fleeting. No nourishment. Nothing but sugar, water, and placebo food. So that's insane. I feel like I can gag or cough up phlegm trying to breathe while there's chemtrails in the sky, or when there's some asshole who wants to smoke a cigarette because they believe their life is fucking over, so why not smoke it till you're dead? Other people like myself need to fucking breathe air that's already polluted, but I don't need to breathe in the rat poison that this suicide victim smoker wants to do to himself. There's another fact that pisses me off is people with bad exhaust cars that breathe out fucking black smoke from their exhaust. And I finally got the number so I can report their assholes, because if they have a fucking truck that spews out emissions that are poisonous to my life, and my car's gonna filter it, and I'm still gonna breathe it whether the window's up or down, I will report that motherfucker. I'm mostly pissed off as a notary public of the state of Colorado. I voted only because weed was on the ballot and only Obama was on the list. I never voted for anything else, only until weed was on the ballot. That's the only fucking time I gave a shit to vote. Even though I know, and everyone else should know, that the elitists are like taking the voting ballots like carrots, like, we want you to think you have a right, but we know you don't. You just have to believe that we're helping you. When the rich elites really don't. They're like fucking snakes that don't deserve any of our trust. And it disgusts me that a lot of other rich people claim that they're for helping the poor people, yet they frivolously spend, not give a shit about the fact that we're in a drought, the fact that our resources are so dwindling. All they give a shit about, oh, I have money, I can go buy more. Yeah, what if there's nothing left, dumbass? When I look at how much being dry rushes in all of my pre-existing conditions, all of the pain, all of the nausea, all of the vomiting spells, the nerve damage, when I detox, and I don't want to force a tolerance break because my body can't take it, I start getting the inflammation and mucus buildup to where I'm suffocating and almost drowning when I sleep at night. So that's why I'm insomniac and on edge. No matter how much people want to say, oh, smoke a joint, you should be better. I'm like, dude, you're a normal stoner. You're not a disabled, pre-existing condition stoner like myself. And I'm not saying I'm speaking for every disabled stoner, because I know they have more worse conditions. They're starving to death, dying on the inside, because they're trusting pharmaceuticals to fix it, when they should be really working on the weed industry to lower their fucking prices. Take any dispensaries that are trying to false advertise and act like, oh, I'm gonna be a dealer, but we're pretending to be a legal business because it's all business. I'm like, I can do all business too, motherfucker. Damn ugly dispensaries that are taking this shit for granted. The dispensaries that are doing the right thing, helping disabled medical people that are stoners like myself, that are disabled stoners, literally, that can't afford it, they work out with the medical pricing, they add in another coupon, and they're willing to take the responsibility that if they sold fucking bad unflushed weed, they're more than happy to replace it. I've confirmed it over 3 times, and I have yet to find bad unflushed weed with green solution. Even though it's commercial and it's corporate to it now, doesn't matter. The weed industry is just like somebody's YouTube channel with 1 million views. They can take it away just like that. But instead of trying to propagate it and plug it with all the hype, that's what makes it not stand strong enough, and it repels what the weed industry is trying to bring together and get more cheaper, and besides being more available and legal. God, raising my arms up still makes me lightheaded. The fact that my COPD, people that have Crohn's disease, spasms, seizures, cancer, HIV, the list goes on. We are disabled stoners that need this shit, and it still pisses me off that I keep forgetting this. I'm sure that every other state has this now, because Colorado years ago enforced a dose of weed. A law to enforce a certain level of dosing, because the other people that are non-disabled stoners, that are straight normal stoners and healthy, that fuck up their lives because they think it's pathetically messed up, and that asshole that decided to want to lace his weed and blame weed on acting like, oh, that's the only thing I had in my system was weed. That motherfucker had lacing other shit in his body to accuse himself to be dismissed because he says, weed made me kill my wife. Oh, fuck that motherfucker. The only responsibility is that it's human will and choice. Now, my choice is to fucking survive with CBD and THC and not abuse it. I can't afford to abuse anything in my body because my body is a fucking temple and I'm trying to keep it up, not let it crumble to the ground. Now, healthy, normal stoners, healthy, normal people that abuse their bodies that may not be stoners, they're the ones that are continuing the propaganda. And I'm just as pissed to say that when I've seen only selfish stoners in Colorado, it really does get under my fucking skin that I haven't met a stoner that's with a disabled stoner condition like myself, willing to hang out with me, smoke weed, not worry about alcohol, not worry about lacing other shit, but kind of just getting a little bit more low impact active to hang out and get out of my house instead of me doing the normal every month basic tasks that keep what I have going. Living alone, it's not fun when you have no one to share it with. But I stay isolated because I realize how selfish the society of Colorado is. I have seen how much stoners that claim, oh, you should be alright having just this one joint, puff puff pass, you should be good. I'm like, no, dumbass stoner. I can understand recreational stoners have to be taxed more, have to have more money, because they're less at risk to die. And there's no one dying from weed. No one. There's no one dying from an overdose of weed. But there's dumbasses that are healthy normals that abuse and take everything for fucking granted. Then they want to propagate, spread another weed lie, when every stoner, even disabled stoners, know you are under your own action and own free will of choice when you consume it. If you can't control your shit, I understand why recreational has to tax so much for the stoners that are normal. But in my medical case, why am I seeing dispensaries pricing medical when it's the same as fucking recreational? What the fuck is wrong with that? They want to make an excuse. We're doing this for the government taxes, to keep our licenses, to keep the employments going, and to make... No. I only see excuses because every business, lawyers, doctors, and etc. in the huge corporation that we call America, there's such a thing, dispensary, that you should start be doing more often than just saying, Monday through Friday, pick your discount. Or, buddy boy, wait 3 months to get a fucking medical discount. CBD tincture oil that is 500 milligrams should not be over fucking $60 to $70 to $80. Not even the concentrate of the shatter or the fucking crystal CBD extract. All that shit in medical should be under $30 fucking dollars. Recreational, they have to pay more because they're willing to pay more to fuck up their lives. And they obviously need to be monitored because they didn't win the popular vote to make it legal. Disabled stoners. had the biggest majority vote over normal stoners to make it legal. But once it's legal, all I see is dispensaries trying to say, I'm trying to meet the pharmaceuticals billion-dollar race and fuck all the disabled stoners and people that use it because I'm just trying to get my money. I'm trying to make my dispensary quota. It disgusts me to a damn degree that dispensaries should be doing more charitable donations for medical disabled stoners similar to myself that cannot work, that have a pre-existing condition we cannot get rid of quick enough. No matter how much you want to say, I hope you get better. Like it's a fucking flu or cold. COPD is not a fucking flu or cold. If you can understand that, and I do respect some stoners that do respect and understand the medical disabled stoner's position, you just need to educate on your damn blogs more. How much you just don't sit there and say, oh, how do you like CBD? I'm like, I've seen some other stoners' blogs, like Slower Future, or whatever the bullshit stoner hippie. Oh, I like CBD because it relaxes me. Like, stoner hippie, if you got a feeling for CBD, you must have a fucking building pre-existing condition. Stop your damn blunt smoking and pay attention to your body. Not trying to say, I got the access to all the weed and all the shatter and all the shit, and I'm gonna vlog about it because I got unlimited access to it. What about the people like myself that can't afford it? Can't go to work to get more? The fact that the Colorado state put a dose law that we can't get anything past 500 milligrams? Okay, pharmaceuticals has fucked over disabled stoners and adult stoners to adult disabled people for decades to centuries, okay? People have lost their houses trying to buy pharmaceutical medication. Weed dispensary does not need to be copying what the pharmaceuticals is doing to people like me, because that makes you no different than pharmaceuticals. Regardless if you have a fucking product that will heal me, you're pricing it like the pharmaceutical industry. That don't make you better than them. That makes you exactly like them to me. I voted for weed to be affordable and cheap. Legal. Cheap! It's a fucking plant. Pharmaceuticals are making man-made shit. Lying and putting the fear in people to take that shit to preserve and prolong their life when it's just barely doing its job. Pharmaceuticals know that because they know once you run out and you're not getting much of a relief, but you know you've got to breathe. In my fucking COPD position, I have to fucking breathe. But getting 2 doses of inhalers when I can try and ask around until I don't want to blow all my gas for the month. I'm looking for a dispensary that cannot be fucking greedy, but will give discounts. Not just because I'm a mom, disabled stoner, I'm not a vet, I'm not a union. I know people that have serious other conditions that do deserve discounts just like me. But the fact is, dispensaries are doing Monday through Friday, pick a day. Or buddy boy, we do the discount for medical once every 3 months. No. That's some greedy, selfish, closed-minded bullshit. Now, if a dispensary wanted to fucking be a fucking good leading subject to make the actual economy better and make weed more legal instead of acting like it's this legal shit that's still wandering around Schedule 1, it needs to stop acting like we're going to do dealer prices, but we're going to act like a dispensary doing business legally. No, you can't play with your foot in the door while your rest of your ass is on the street. You can't play that game. And now that the Cannabis.net made it issued clearly that the dispensaries are now getting insurance because any medical patient that was done wrong and lied to when they pushed and make you buy a fucking strain saying, it will help you, it will heal you, it will make you feel good, but it's not flushed, maybe it's not in the potency that it was sold as, that means, as a disabled medical patient, I have the right to sue that fucking dispensary for lying to me, like a damn dealer on the fucking street. I don't support dispensaries that lie, act like a fucking dealer, and when I call to complain, they're like, well, there's not much I can do about it except complain to the grower, sorry. No, bitch! Just like River Rock Dispensary. If I find a lawyer willing to take my case, I will sue the fuck out of River Rock Dispensary because my condition got more fucking worse. On top of smoking your fucking ass unflushed weed that you don't want to take responsibility for. Now that they're saying dispensaries have to get insured to avoid lawsuits for not selling the product as clean as they advertise, as strong as they advertise, and as much as it guarantees it won't make you sicker that they advertise. I'm still pissed at dispensaries jacking up the price, acting like it's medical, when I've seen fucking a lot of medical prices before it was 2008. That was under $30 for a 500 milligram for medical patients. Now it's like over $80 to $60. No. Just because there's a dosing law in Colorado doesn't mean you have the right to fucking jack up the prices, and then when you get a bigger dose to sell to your clients, you want to jack it up past 100. No, 500 milligrams of a tincture is the size of a fucking 8, and if I'm lucky at this size, maybe close to a quarter. That's how it lasts me in the fucking month. I have to buy and afford 2 fucking bottles of tincture just to keep this from coming back wheezing. The nauseous spells to almost vomiting, and then having the nerve damage kick me in the fucking left rib. Doesn't help my breathing with COPD. The fact that I am still just as pissed that people touring from different states that come into Colorado, and they have the fucking nerve saying, oh, I can smoke and do whatever I want because it's legal. No, motherfucker, you ain't bringing this propaganda back up towards lowering our standards of weed to make it expensive like the streets again. Anybody who comes into a state that's legalized, find somebody to befriend that you will not screw over like a selfish piece of shit and not screw over your chances in freedom to where it fucks over the rest of us that needs this shit to be legal and cheaper now. Kendrick Grady is a piece of lying shit. If anyone watches his channel, I was a mistake to give any support to his channel by responding to his little, oh, family, like, subscribe, share, Instagram, message me, Snapchat me. He's a fucking lying piece of black shit. And I can say black shit because I'm black too. What of it? The fact that he insulted me, and if he brings his family, besides his little trolls, and he had his little one boy call on his behalf, shows how much of a coward Kendrick Grady is. And he went to fucking law school in whatever state he fucking came from. Coming to this state of Colorado, zero tolerance. Yet he did every fucking thing on his YouTube channel, smoking with the Best Buy, smoking out front of the Best Buy building. That shit gets you arrested. No fucking questions asked. Best Buy will sue Kendrick Grady. That shit's not going to go away. Best Buy and YouTube are like this. So Kendrick Grady, if you're following him, he's spewing a lot of fucking lies. I mean, if he's going to lie and say something bad about me, I doubled over in pain in the library. He didn't get a shit to come up and give a care, but he had no problem writing a cry wolf story so all of his followers can give him so much belittling pity support on his fabricated story of lies. I don't want to support a YouTube channel that fabricates lies even on fellow YouTube creators. That is disgusting. YouTube should cancel and cut Kendrick Grady, all of his media on YouTube. He doesn't deserve any of his subscribers, especially when he's lying to them. Like he lied and said shit about me, which I am not ever going to get over because I'm still pissed at dumb asshole niggers as arrogant as his fucking ass is. Now the fact is, I had to cut my hair because I just didn't want to go bald. I had like a circle halo around my crown, kind of where the Jewish cap would go, but I'm not Jewish. But there was a freaking circle of dreadlocks that the two beauticians that had to take scissors and cut my hair just to let some room grow to see if they could salvage some hair to still stay here to grow and not make me go pixie fucking almost bald. They also checked because the way that dreadlocks grow, they said you can develop bald spots. The fact that it was suffocating and keeping the oxygen from my scalp could have caused not just acne, not just rashes, but kind of more issues that were frustrating. I felt more fucking suffocated when I couldn't get oxygen to my scalp because of the itching. I literally thought I had fucking lice. I've never had lice in my fucking life. My daughter had lice 7 fucking times. Had to cut her hair and it was killing me just to see her with short hair, but it grew back and she's taking care of it, and I'm hoping she stays away from people that have lice. But I don't know, maybe the beautician said they didn't see any parasites, all they saw was dandruff, no severe damage to my scalp, but I swear, man, I'm like, I've never had lice, and I think it's because I may have built up an immunity to where I can't have a parasite in my scalp, which I'm kind of grateful, but when you have your body eating away at you from pre-existing condition illnesses and diseases, and you can't get a job because of a pre-existing condition makes you immediately a workman's comp, so I can't go back to work. I'm still struggling to try and find some way to build a work at home base for myself. Even more frustrating, how am I supposed to retire with under $755 a month to survive on? And I only get $27 for food stamps because they want to think, oh, well, you don't need to eat that much a month. I have a pre-existing fucking condition, and the fat bitch, Adriana, in the fucking human resources want to sit there and say, well, you have all this extra money, you should be able to afford and budget, eat less. I'm like, excuse me, fat Mexican bitch? Yeah, I can call that bitch fat Mexican because I'm Mexican too. I got more ethnicities that I am excluding myself, anonymity, from pretty much every other fucking race I'm going to talk shit about that's pissed me the fuck off since I've been here in Colorado. I don't have any real support system to get through this or to manage what I forget due to the lack of oxygen and food in my body because I'm so nauseated and it's hard to eat without CBD. When I had CBD, it did create this huge big protection all over my body to where I felt like, okay, I can step a little easier without falling and tripping on myself. I don't have to cough up much phlegm, and I can take in a little bit more. I could take I was able to take in more air until I went dry. The fact is, it's insane how pharmaceuticals are making the weed industry compete by fucking us disabled stoners and disabled adults over, just like before. And we voted to make it cheaper and available. Not expensive, like it was in the beginning of the weed industry where everything was so fucking expensive and we didn't have recreational. But they charged the same fucking price as recreational because they said, if it's not broke, don't fix it, because people are still paying for that price. I'm like, no, you should be getting tax write-offs by providing each and every disabled stoner medical client member and card owner discounts anytime they come in, because that should be a tax write-off for that dispensary specifically. Now, dispensaries want to make up excuses like, well, that's a nice figurization, but that's not how reality works. And that's because your greedy ass is looking out for yourself and you're trying to propagate this excuse to excuse yourself. To act like, I'm going to make my money and fight with getting up where the pharmaceutical is making money, but fuck all every disabled stoner and this regular stoner. That's what I see dispensaries doing when they price recreational when it's a medical fucking dispensary that's supposed to be cheaper. A 500 milligram of tincture should be under $30 for medical. Now, recreational, I can understand it being more expensive because if they got the money, they're not medically inclined with the pre-existing condition, and they sure as hell can't hold their liquor. What the fuck makes you think they're going to hold their weed dose? I can understand why recreational is high in price, but when dispensaries want to add the same recreational taxes and high fucking price and call it medical, no. I have to say, don't support those dispensaries that will not work with you to budget, to discount, and to do a tax write-off to help you sustain your normal monthly dose. I have to budget to see if I can afford 2 bottles of tincture to hopefully last me. It's insane to work with 1 bottle because it's gone. All of the CBD oil is gone, and all I did was coat it first, let it take effect. Then when the phlegms and the wheezing subsides to where I don't feel like I'm compressed, I can, excuse me, still, that keeps happening because I'm dry. Death sentence with a pre-existing condition hurts fucking far worse when you're reminded once the CBD flushes out of your system. And when I do know the CBD and THC is coming out of my system, I get the menopause sweats so cold, but so much that my clothes are fucking soaked in the middle of the night. So when I'm detoxing from weed because there's not enough dose to keep what I've been trying to put into my body to stay normal, heal, and try to get a little bit more low impact active until I get more of a balance back in my daily oxygen, brain protein to feed the rest of my endocrine nervous system right, so I don't keep stumbling, keep waddling, or just keep losing balance as I'm trying to limp and not put pressure on my knees that still have degenerative arthritis. The fact is, I'm just pissed at the fact that a lot of people kind of take the tolerance break for granted. They assume, oh, you only need 1 puff, dude. That should be strong enough for you. I'm like, no, dude. I have a pre-existing medical condition. You're a normal stoner that has no medical problem, but you get high, no problem, because you're healthy. My case as a medical disabled stoner with a pre-existing condition that I'm aware of, I have to consume a lot more CBD. And the fact that they put a dosing law in the state of Colorado, you check your state areas if you're legalized to go take weed. See if they put a dosing law, because we need to stop this son of a bitch. Our pre-existing conditions medically needs and requires us to financially and on our own free will of choice, we can dose ourselves. Since we are at pre-existing conditions, we can handle the high doses. It's the regular non-disabled stoners that can't hold their shit together when they get high. They act like they're drunk or they act like they're not responsible for anything. That is some of the few stoners I've seen. Very rare have I seen some normal stoners that don't drink alcohol, that don't smoke cigarettes, that don't lace their weed with anything, and they mix their weed, they cook their weed, and they make candy and trail mix snacks with their weed. Very few, but they weren't looking for me to be a friend in their clique, and that's the other thing I'm kind of pissed at. Trying to find another disabled stoner that I can hang out with, talk with, is impossible to find. I'm only vlogging this much because I'm very much pissed off. I'm very much angry, and I'm using what little oxygen capabilities I have to talk and vlog this because I have no one to talk to and share personally about this. So with people who are online, it's great that you see me from a distance and you show support. I'm even very grateful to have some subs that do want to stick around and see what I'm trying to share and say, because I'm really trying to not fake it till you make it, and I have no fucking reason to give you hype. I got no pay out of giving you hype vlogging. And I really can't stand some of those sick-ass, selfish, oh my god. They fake being positive, but they want a follower. They want to pretend to be a leader when they can't even follow their own asses out of their own problems. But they want to be a leader. want friends to be followers. That's some stoners I've met here in Colorado. Now I'm not a follower, I'm a leader, but I don't want followers, I want friends. That's all I've ever wanted when I came to Colorado. When I left my home and with my baby, that's all I wanted was to make friends and just have someone else to talk to and relate with. But there's so many selfish people, and my empathic shit ability keeps wanting to befriend shitty people that don't give a fuck about me, that don't give a shit, and they love making excuses. They love making excuses. Oh, well, you're negative, and you're sick, so we don't know what to do with that. We can't hang with you. That's the excuses I've heard. Besides being, I have a kid. I can't drop everything just to go hang out with you. I've seen a lot of pregnant bitches go drop everything to hang out with what the fuck they can. When people don't give a shit about me, that just teaches me how much they're selfish, and I have no business trying to befriend them. And if they fall, and if they rise, I hope they fall on their asses more harder than I did. More harder than their pre-existing condition, because obviously they didn't learn shit to be humble. And I'm not saying I'm humble yet. I'm still fucking mad as hell pissed. Because I can't change anything right now. I'm still trying to get my brain to breathe right so I can get a fucking appetite that can go past the size of my fucking fist. See, trying to eat a meal with this hand size, it's fucking frustrating. Especially with nauseous spells. So with every fucking chew, every fucking swallow, every time it's stuck in the stomach trying to digest, I'm praying once I have my food in my stomach. Because trying to pray before I have my meals, that's how I got in this mess. I'm praying for my body to listen and digest everything I put in my stomach. Because I'm promising myself I have to find healthier foods that are non-GMO, non-genetically engineered, non-falsified bullshit proteins and minerals that don't do anything but make you sicker, because just like Lori, it's fleeting like a placebo effect. And dealers, oh my god. I can't trust a dealer outside of a dispensary because their shit is just as fake and faulty. But they run if you sue a dealer for fucking up your health. Dispensaries can't go nowhere. That's why they're forced to get insurance now to protect their asses if they don't keep their P's and Q's and products in check. And that means the healthy checks. Not, oh, I don't care how bad the plants are, we'll just chop it up and sell it to people, and they're stoners, they won't fucking know. I'm like, disabled stoners who are medically a patient will fucking know, like myself. And now that Cannabis.net made it clear that dispensaries are getting insured, I suggest every single one of my disabled stoners who goes back to a dispensary, go ask them what's their dosing law requirement levels. Find out why haven't they argued to stop the dosing laws to affect every medical and recreational user when it should focus on recreational users, not medical. Medical people like myself that need marijuana and CBD, we can take over 1,500 milligrams and still walk and drive fine. Maybe I'm speaking for myself, but I've seen people who did other shit without weed, and they were driving just as retardedly fine, and I'm still like, I'm conscious when I'm smoking weed. I'm just still trying to subside the pain, trying to increase my appetite, relax, reduce the inflammation, the mucus buildup due to the inflammation in order for my lungs to rid the mold, bacteria, or whatever that's caused my COPD that I still haven't found out because the doctor hasn't fucking done an x-ray. I'll have to wait in July, still. I got cut off at the end and I didn't have very things positive to say, but I'd rather keep as real as I am because I'm not having any reason to lie about what I'm going through, but I will never tell everyone to have a good day if I don't feel it myself, so I hope everybody's doing okay, and thank you for subscribing and liking, and keep watching.